The Bears head coaching search is underway, and I wanted to give an update on Ben Johnson and talk about our chances of landing one of the top head coaching candidates out there. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The Lions are allowing both of their coordinators, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, to conduct interviews between Thursday and Saturday, a 3-day window for them to conduct their interviews. Albert Breer is also reporting that Ben Johnson is going to be very selective, and even though multiple teams have requested an interview, he might only take one or two of those. Breer even said he might only interview with New England and Chicago. And it seems like multiple sources around the league also seem to think that Ben Johnson's choice will come down to the Patriots or the Bears. Early reports had the Jaguars as favorites to land him, but after they retained their GM, Trent Baalke, most believe that is no longer the case. Most also believe that Johnson won't want to take the job for the Jets or the Saints, leaving the Bears and Patriots as the frontrunners. Both of those teams have young potential franchise quarterbacks in Caleb Williams and Drake May. Both teams also have a ton of cap space and flexibility, as well as top 10 picks in the NFL draft. The Patriots have the most cap space in the NFL at $131 million. The Bears, meanwhile, are top five with $81 million available heading into the offseason. Both teams have top 10 picks and young talent on the roster. The Bears' average age is currently 26.6 years old, and the Patriots' average age on their roster is 26.7 years old, according to Sport Track. So this rumor not only makes sense, but it seems likely to me. I've heard people say that Ben Johnson might want to stay in Detroit for one more year, but I disagree with that. I honestly feel like if he doesn't take a head coaching job this offseason, people are going to start to question it. I believe he will become a head coach this year, and to me, I agree the Bears and the Patriots are easily the top two choices. To me, I don't think the Jets or Saints are really realistic options. Both teams have questions at quarterback with Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr. But on top of that, the Saints have negative $80 million in cap space. So realistically, that leaves the Patriots, Bears, and Jags. That's three teams that should be in the running for Ben Johnson. If the Patriots end up hiring Mike Vrabel, which I believe is a strong possibility, then it would come down to the Bears or Jaguars. An important note here, all three of these teams have requested to interview Johnson. And I'm not trying to get too hypothetical here, but I did want to talk about this briefly. Ben Johnson has been all along the top candidate available to me, but that does not mean he'll be the best head coach or that he'll be the Bears' top choice. It just means that around the NFL, from the outside looking in, he has been the hottest up and coming head coaching candidate for more than a full year now. As far as the Bears go, though, it's just not as simple as that. We have to dig deep and get this hire right. It's been nearly 20 years since we had a good head coach in Chicago. But even more to that point, we haven't had a franchise quarterback in my entire life. So we have to get the coach right to develop our franchise QB. That makes this hire even more important than it already was. Ben Johnson is my favorite candidate, but it doesn't mean he has to be the guy we hire. I have an open mind and realize we don't know enough about these coaches. One of the reasons I believe the Bears are scheduling so many interviews this week is because it might be a while before they can meet with Ben Johnson in person. This week, the Lions are on their bye, and the Bears are still only allowed to have one virtual interview with them all week long. Pretty much a Zoom call that can't go longer than 3 hours. But they cannot meet with them in person until the Lions season is over. So if they make a run to the Super Bowl, what happens with Ben Johnson is still unsure. So over these next few weeks, I believe Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren are going to be vetting the other potential candidates, ruling them out and narrowing down our list. I think Ben Johnson most likely makes the final round of interviews, and right now it's about finding one or two other top candidates for the job. I'm cautiously optimistic, excited, and nervous about this next head coach. We need to get it right. We will be interviewing Mike Vrabel tomorrow. He's also interviewing with the Patriots and Jets. To me, Vrabel going back to New England just makes too much sense, just like Ben Johnson to the Bears does. Look, I won't dive too much into this speculation, A lot of it could be clickbait. It's hard to decipher, but Ben Johnson is going to be selective on where he takes the head coaching job. And him favoriting the Bears and the Patriots to work with the young quarterbacks makes a lot of sense. We'll see how this all plays out. I have a ton more content on the way. Stay tuned. Remember to hit that like button for me. And until next time, Bear down.